Welcome to Daily Devotions. Praying that you'll have a blessed, wonderful today on Tuesday, February the 11th. Again, coming to you from Canada, Penticton, British Columbia. You know, one thing I love about the Bible is it's often opposite to the world, isn't it? And there's a reason for that. My title today is Strength in Weakness. Does the world teach that? Absolutely not. But the Bible does. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, it says this. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. You know, Paul writes these words after pleading with God to remove a thorn in the flesh, as we know. And instead of removing it, God assures Paul that his grace is enough, and that his strength is displayed in weakness. This passage teaches us that our weaknesses do not disqualify us from God's power. In fact, quite the opposite. They become opportunities for his strength to shine. When we rely on our own abilities, we simply may feel overwhelmed, but when we surrender fully and completely to God, his power is made evident. You know, many of us struggle with feeling inadequate. I think if we're honest, we would really admit to that. Whether in our faith, our work, maybe in our relationships. The world tells us to be strong and to be self-sufficient. But God calls us what? To depend on him. When we acknowledge our weaknesses and trust in his grace, what happens? We experience his strength in ways that we could never ever on our own. Instead of being discouraged by all these limitations that the world shows us or that we choose to see, let's see them as opportunities today for God and God's power to work through us, in us and through us. Maybe today I could encourage you to identify an area where you feel weak or again, that word inadequate. And instead of trying to fix it on your own or do it the world's way, ask God to work through it. And again, simply rely on his strength and see what happens. I want to pray that truth over you today. I want to pray that power over you today. And may you know it and live it today. Lord, thank you for your grace, because it is enough for us. Help us to embrace our weaknesses today as opportunities for your power to be revealed. Lord, I would pray that you would teach us to rely on you in all things and push the world aside and push our pride aside and simply be led by you today in power. In your name we do pray. Amen. Be in God's power today, show God's power today, and let the world see what he can do through you.